For me, the world is controlled and humanity is controlled and controls itself and creates the very ground for which divide and rule is possible, which allows the few to control the many, through its obsession with labels. So we say, you're working class. Remember that great scene on the old David Frost program, where you had the three guys. John Cleese was one, and Ronnie Barker and Ronnie Corbett were the others, and they were different sizes. And John Cleese was dressed as a rich man in the nice suit, and then you had Ronnie Barker, next one down. He was kind of middle class in a trilby, and then you had Ronnie Corbett, little guy on the end, and he was kind of working class with the flat cap, all the cliches. And it was a wonderful thing, describing the way that labels dictate our interaction, where one's saying, I look down on him because I am upper class, and then the guy in the middle was saying, and I look down on him because he is lower class, and we both look up on him because he's upper class. And these labels, labels of race, labels of sexuality, labels of religion, and these are not who we are. They are experiences that our consciousness is having, our awareness is having. And once you start self-identifying with the label, you start looking at yourself in terms of little me. I am my label. I am Ethel, who works on the checkout at Tesco. That's all I am. No. You are an expression of infinite awareness, having an experience called Ethel on the checkout. Bill driving the bus. You say to people, who are you? You say, well, I'm Bill. I come from Manchester and I drive a bus. No, that's what you're experiencing. Bill is the name of your current experience. What you are is consciousness having that experience. And this might seem like esoteric navel gazing, but it's not. It's a totally different way of interacting with the world, and it's a total different way of self-identifying yourself. Because when you say I am R and the labels then follow, you are self-identifying with limitation. You're self-identifying, I am my experience. And if I'm, born in Leicester in a working class council house, then that defines me. That's who I am. No, that's just where you were born. Mm-hmm. You have the potential to be whatever you want to be and whatever you choose to be. But what we've got now is a massive extension even of that, whereby your label is everything. Not only are people defining themselves by the labels, the world is increasingly defining them more than ever before by them. And this is where what we call today identity politics comes from, where it's not about what is right or fair or just, which is surely the way to look at anything. It's how does this affect my label? So if I'm transgender and something happens, how does this affect my label? If I'm this race or that religion and something happens, well, how does this affect my label? So people are constantly judging the world by how it affects their label, instead of saying, well, hold on a minute, never mind all that. Is it right? Is it fair? Is it just? No matter what label we're talking about, is it fair? Is it just? Is it right? And so what you have is a situation where we have developed this belief among increasing numbers of people, particularly young people through the universities and colleges, whereby you judge everyone by a group, and then you tag the group whether it's good or not good. So therefore, instead of seeing a world of individuals with individual thoughts, opinions, observations, you judge everyone by a group. So if you say something about one group, you're a bigot, you're a Nazi, and a racist or a fascist.